I remember I was watching YouTube video some time ago, just like you are right now, and the guy in the video said that we spend almost our entire day behind our screens. When we wake up, we take our small screen and we take it with us for the entire day. We get paid to stare at a big screen for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. And when we go home, we relax by staring at a bigger screen. This is so fucked up when you start thinking about it. It feels like we as humans have lost the ability to appreciate nature and the entire world around us. This ties back perfectly with the fact that we are the most entertained generation while being the most miserable one. And I feel like that all the screens we have around us today are like a fence, fencing us from what has made us happy and healthy for the past 1000 years. We need contact with nature. It's not healthy playing League of Legends for 10 hours a day and turning so bleak people think you're a ghost. I still think that spending time outside turns a person from being miserable and unhealthy to being a happy, healthy person. And this is something that I noticed in myself when I started actively going outside more, either when it was walking, cycling, running. It doesn't matter, just go outside, take a stroll, like every day. If you have your evening meal, if you have dinner, just go for a 10 minutes, 15-minute walk after it, and you'll feel so much better. Not because you're going outside, which is good, you're getting some sun, but also because you're seeing some part of nature. And hopefully, when you're doing this, you can do it with someone like a family member or a friend, so you can also be socializing. Because I also feel like, especially with the more and more screen time people accumulate, the less social time you're actually having. Because, yes, we have something called social media, but this is something that I feel makes us less social because you're thinking more about what other people think of you than actually talking to people and getting their opinion on other things and talking about your life with different people. Really think that more screen time equals less social time, and social time or socializing for me is something that can be very battery charging. Of course, you need the right people, but being on social media and being and texting people and stuff for me personally, and I feel like from experience and talking to people, this is what most people feel like. It can be actually very energy draining to be on social media because you're on your phone, so the blue light makes your eyes tired, and staring at a screen all day just isn't good for your brain, your body, or anything. But going outside, talking to people, going to people's houses, going for a walk together, going to parties, it can be energy recharging, and also you're experiencing stuff because our generation, the social media generation, has really grown up watching other people experience the things that we want to do in life, which is definitely like a trap that a lot of people fall into. Like you're following the people, for example, if you want to run a marathon, you're following marathon runners, you're following people that are running their first marathon, and you can already stimulate your brain into thinking that you've accomplished your goal by watching other people accomplish their goals. If you want to go to the Bahamas, for example, you watch a lot of videos from the Bahamas, you may trick your brain into thinking that you already went there. Of course, to a way less degree than you would if you really went yourself, but I feel like experiencing stuff is like 10x fold way better than just watching other people experience it. Because yes, you can learn a lot from the videos and you can prepare better for a trip or for a marathon, but you really need to go there yourself to get the full experience and to make your own life experiences because other people experience things differently. Because if you go somewhere, you have your own thoughts, your own things that you do that you like to do, and you will have a very different way of looking at it. And it will always be in your mind that you did that thing and when you did it and who you did it with and what you felt. That's what the most important thing is, creating emotion. And watching other people experience stuff doesn't give me as much emotion as doing stuff myself. So I think just in general, you need to be less on social media, which I have been doing for the last couple of years. I started deleting some social medias, and I think I've been doing it for like 3, 4 years now. Maybe I first started with like deleting Snapchat because I thought I'm not really communicating with people on there. I'm just sending pictures, but I can just communicate with them through WhatsApp or Instagram. And then, no, I think TikTok was first because it was just really rotting my brain. I was just like doom scrolling all the time, which if you're still doing it, you know it's not good for you and you probably feel like shit when you do it. So just stop. Just delete the app, bro. And then I deleted Snapchat, but it was like a period. Like I would delete it for 2 3 months and then I would re-download. Then after a couple of months, I just deleted it again. But now I haven't had Snapchat for like 2 years, I think. And now recently, I think a year, maybe a year and a half ago, I deleted Instagram. So now I don't have it on my phone anymore, but I do have it on my desktop still. So like once, two, maybe 3 times a week, I check it on there. But it's not like I'm doom scrolling. I'm just on it for like 10, 15 minutes maximum, and that's it. So I think deleting social media is very good, which could be a step towards the right goals if that's what you want in life, and spending time outside. Now, social media is only one of the things that I started deleting from my life, quote unquote. Another one is fast food. I remember when I was in high school, university, I my friends would like go to Burger King or McDonald's or Quick every Friday night, or when we had like a project day or we had a long school day, especially. We would sometimes go, and sometimes I went with them. But now, like the past 2 3 years, I told myself like, yes, I still eat unhealthy sometimes, just to be clear, but I don't want to eat fast food anymore. When I go to McDonald's, the only thing that I sometimes get, and this is like when I say sometimes, I mean like once, maybe twice a year, I get an M&M McFlurry. Because if you know me, you know that I fucking love that thing. Yes, chicken nuggets is my favorite thing to eat, but I know they're very unhealthy. And yes, a McFlurry is not healthy, but it's just like my guilty pleasure. Like I remember when I ran a half marathon for the first time in like 2 years, I promised myself I could get a M&M McFlurry because this is just like my guilty pleasure. I don't need it, but I do love it. And for something like that to motivate myself to do even better and to accomplish the goal that I set for myself, if I can just reward myself with something as small as that, I just gotta do it. And the third thing that I've deleted from my life, like way more than I used to do, is pornography. I did used to watch a lot of it, and of course, maybe it was because I was in my puberty or whatnot, but I definitely felt like it had a bad effect on my mental health and the way I watched, or the way I viewed women, I should say. But now, recently, or like for the last year or two, I've pulled back a lot from it. I do think that it can have a healthy place in your life, but you can't be addicted to it and you can't like need it every night, for example, which I did used to have. So those are the three things: social media, fast food, and adult content that I've almost deleted slash washed away or reduced from my life. And of course, you can't take away something like three things like this, which were just habits for me: social media every day, fast food every week, every month, pornography also multiple times a week. You can't just throw these things in the garbage and then just be like, wait, what now? So, what did I replace these things with? Social media I replaced with reading and journaling. So, I do now read every day and I journal every day, which takes up between 10 to 30 minutes. If it's a good book, maybe even an hour. So this is like, I call it my calming time. I always do this right before bed, so I get calm, I can go to bed easier and fall asleep faster. And this is way better than just scrolling TikTok or scrolling Instagram Reels, which I used to do, because now my brain gets, like I said, calmer and it's not activated again. And it's not like getting so many emotions and stimulations from the social media that my brain gets active again, which means that you can't fall asleep as fast. So I replace social media with reading and journaling, and I notice a difference a lot, especially in the evenings, and how fast I fall asleep. Fast food I replace with good healthy food, with which a lot of people like assume is nasty, but that's like a misconception because healthy food doesn't need to be nasty and it doesn't need to be dry or repetitive. You can make it very good with like spices and adding stuff, and it can still be very healthy. Like cheese can be healthy, you just don't need to eat too much of it. Pizza can be healthy, just don't eat too much of it. Like fries, I still eat fries. You don't need to eat as much fries, as many fries. Now, if I go to the place where they sell fries, I just order a small fry. You don't need to get a big fry. You know what I mean? Because I really think that, especially after all the documentaries I watched, fast food is like poison. You can eat a lot of it, and you can still not be full, which I think is crazy. Like I can eat a 20 pack of McNuggets and some fries from McDonald's and still be hungry like 2 hours later. While I think that's something like 1,200 calories, which is already more than 50% of your day. So yeah, that's what makes it so bad. Is it's not satiating. It's not fulfilling your stomach with the nutrients you need. So you're still going to be hungry. And then social media slash adult content I replaced with spending more time socializing, either with friends, family, or whoever, or even with random people. Now, just to give an example, if I go to the gym now, I I feel, and it also feels like other people are more open to conversation because I put myself out there more. I'm not in between sets scrolling Instagram or playing Clash Royale. I'm just sitting there and I'm engaging with people. If someone's doing good, I tell them. If someone needs help, I maybe go help them. And I feel like I'm more approachable too because more people are coming to ask me for help if they need a spot or if they um, have something to ask me. For example, a guy like 2 3 months ago asked me if I could teach him how to do a muscle up because I was doing muscle ups in the gym, and I just had like a nice conversation with him. He was a really nice guy, and I think things like that definitely like the chances to socialize with people open up if you yourself open up more because there are still good people out there. Yes, most of the people in the gym, for example, are now on their phones. They have noise cancelling headphones on, but that's just what the culture has become, and I think you can definitely be more engaging and change that if that's who you want to be and who you are. Not everybody is going to the gym and being asocial. Some people want to talk, but they're just listening to music. So if you open yourself up more, you could get more opportunities and people will talk to you more. It's something that I've noticed ever since I've stopped being so glued to my screen all the day. Yeah, so I noticed a lot of differences in my life, and these differences are definitely improvements. So I definitely noticed I have a better attention span because ever since I've stopped consuming like that much short-term content, because sometimes I still scroll reels, but it's not like hours a week, maybe 1 hour. And this definitely helped support my attention span, and also reading longens my attention span. So now I am better able to concentrate for a long time. If I'm in a lesson or a lecture, I definitely notice that my concentration lasts longer and I can even do a couple of hours. Not at a time, but I used to be like after 15 minutes, if it didn't interest me, I would just turn off and just scroll or play Crash Royale or something. Second benefit I've noticed is being able to retain from short span gratification. So, for example, masturbating if I feel like it, or eating something bad, or doing drugs, or anything that's like, oh, I want this now, it's gonna make me feel good now, I can easily say no to, more easily say no to, because I still do it. I'm not this perfect man that can say no to everything that he wants, because my guilty pleasure is still like food. If I see something that tastes nice and I have a bad day or something, it will make me feel good, and my body knows this. But I definitely have seen a big improvement ever since deleting social media and stopping with the adult content. And the third benefit that I've noticed is I can more easily, focus on long-term growth. So I make goals, yearly goals, couple yearly goals, and I notice that I can more easily focus on them and do what I need to do to achieve the goals. So most of the time I make small goals and I work towards them, and then I know eventually I can reach my long-term goal. This wasn't a video to preach about what you guys should do. I just wanted to tell my story and how I experienced it. But if you're thinking about doing any of these things, uh, deleting social media or being less on your phone, spending more time outside, and experiencing real life experiences instead of watching other people do, eating more healthy, reading, journaling, everything. Just, I hope this video inspired you and made you change the way you live because everybody in this world can do better. You can always be better. That's the message for today, guys. Hope to see you next week.